Kaixo, ongi etorri eta arratsaldeon, which, unless you speak Basque, means hello, good afternoon, and welcome.
You're showing off again.
I am indeed. Those are the only words I know, apart from a few others, but I'm not going to be saying them live on public. Welcome to the Royal Tennis Club in San Sebastián for the second event of the PPL. We've come from America to Spain, well, to the Basque Country, to Euskadi, to one of the most beautiful cities on the north coast, San Sebastián. You've just seen a few images of it. It's absolutely delightful. But what we're here for is Padel. Myself, Paul Giblin, and Mr. Eric McKee with you once again for what is going to be what looks like a fascinating opening afternoon here in the Pro Padel League in San Sebastián, Eric.
Yeah, 4-day event taking place. Of course, it's the second event of the calendar year. It started off in Miami after this event here in Spain, which of course, I wouldn't say is the birthplace of Padel, but it's the country that has hosted the most number of Padel events throughout history. So we've come here to San Sebastián. It's an iconic, historic, outstanding venue. Over 100 years. It was 1904. It's here on the coast. I mean, you come here a lot on holiday.
Well, I was very close to coming on holiday. So anyhow, this is our second event of the season. Just a month ago, less than that, we were in Miami, so maybe we should have a little look back just to refresh our memories. So anyhow, Miami was a very glamorous event. We didn't get to the party, unfortunately, but obviously we started out with our press day, where all the players did all the publicity images that you're going to be seeing over the next few days. And we saw some fantastic paddle as well, let's be honest.
Well, it was the first event. Now, of course, the inaugural event in 2024, which was a really special year, of course, the PPL, took place in Miami. And what we saw was the full house. It's the Wayfair Arena, an incredible venue, of course, famous for 3x3 basketball. And it was non-stop. We saw some great games. I saw the longest tiebreak I think I've ever seen watching paddle. I lost count.
23,
I lost count. I lost count.
Or something. It was one of these. I think we were just getting out of sleeping bags. We were thinking.
And of course, it's a new system because all the teams are looking to qualify for the Cities Cup. Now, we'll look at the scoring system, how the standings look right now, the points that can be won, the points you need perhaps even to qualify for that big event taking place in October. As you can see there, the overall standings, it was a wonderful 4-day event for New York. Flow Rider Goats, of course, they were the winners last time out. Cancun, amazing.
The Cancun Waves, we'll be seeing them this evening. They're a young team, really exciting to watch, really attacking, and they took everyone by surprise. The two men getting to the final.
And taking a set. They went to the super tie break. And of course, there's the golden point, more on that later. And there's no third set. It's a long tie break until 10 points. Now, Toronto and Los Angeles are two teams. As things stand right now, they would miss out on the Cities Cup. There are 10 franchises, one from Canada, Toronto Polar Bears, one from Mexico, Cancun Waves, the rest from the US. Well, only 8 of those 10 franchises will qualify for that season finale. That would take place mid-October in New York.
However, there is a long, long way to go. We've only had one. We've got Miami. We're going to have
Guadalajara
in
Mexico. First time also, because the PPL have gone global here in Europe and then in Mexico.
And then we'll be up in the Hamptons at the end of August before the Cities Cup in October. So what happens this time is going to be really important. It's going to see, basically, I think we'll see a lot clearer who has the options of getting to New York. So we'll all have to see. So anyhow, we've said that this is different format. It's teams.
It's a team. We're comparing it a bit, I suppose, to a Davis Cup from tennis. I mean, it's a great venue here, and we saw this in Miami. The players mingling with the supporters. If you get the chance, do attend a PPL event. It is unique. There's nothing like it worldwide.
So anyhow, as we say, this is different. Let's just remind you how the PPL works in terms of its points and its scoring and how everything works out.
After an exciting tournament in Miami, the Pro Padel League is set for its second event of the 2025 season. For the first time in the history of the competition, the Pro Padel League will take place outside the United States, with San Sebastián, Spain as the host city. This will be the destination for the second event of 2025, and it will follow the following format. 10 clubs will take part in this competition, each with representation in both the men's and women's divisions. The competition will last 4 days, with each club playing 2 matches during the first 3 days. Men's and women's doubles matches will be played as best of 3 sets, with golden point and a 10-point super tiebreak in the third set. The top 4 clubs in both the men's and women's divisions, based on their records after the first 3 days, will qualify for Podium Day. The day 4 of the competition, called Podium Day, will feature the third place and final matches in both divisions, where the event champions will be crowned.
Well, there you can see, Paul, the first ever European event taking place. PPL has conquered Europe. Later, of course, Central America has really conquered North America. And we're going to start off with one of the favorites, I would say, for the end of season title, but here also against Arkansas Matrix, Miami Padel Club, and then Cancun Waves against Flow Rider Goats. 2 mouth-watering ties to start off this first day here in San Sebastián.
Yeah, exactly. And very quickly, tomorrow, Friday, we'll move on to the LA Beat against the San Diego Stingrays, Houston Volts, and Cancun Waves in action again really quickly. Pretty big turnover for the Waves.
All teams play 2 matches.
Exactly. Friday afternoon, New York Atlantics get into the act against the Las Vegas Smash. That should be a close one. And then the Toronto Polar Bears, they want to come out with the freezer, but it's not going to be easy against the Flow Rider Goats. And then our last day, which will decide who goes on to Sunday's Podium Day. Once again, the Beat have got the morning shift against the Volts. Stingrays against the Polar Bears, Miami against Las Vegas, and New York to close us out. If things are level after all that, this is how things are decided.
Well, head-to-head record in the case of two-way tie, percentage of sets, games, points in that order, and then a coin toss. Now, it is really important, the number of sets won and lost, and of course the number of games. We saw teams miss out on Podium Day because they lost 1 set. We saw teams miss out for the final because they did not close out a game in time. Now, regular season standings, 25 points for both the men's and women's winners here in Sebastián. You work your way down, of course, a team finishing bottom 10th, take home 0-0 points. All the way up, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So you can see, Paul, how important it is to try and qualify for Podium Day, because you would take 25 points, 19 points, 15 points, or you would take 12 points if you end up qualifying for Podium Day but finish 4th.
Exactly. I mean, we saw in Miami how the Flow Rider Goats, who once again are in action tonight, they missed out on the final and had to play the
because
third
they lost
spot.
a set.
Because they dropped a set, exactly. So really, the onus is on to try and close out your matches as quickly as possible. And sometimes that puts a little bit of extra pressure. And it makes the Saturday really, really interesting.
Now, of course, there's been a bit of movement, transfer window, of course, here in Spain. It's where most people buy their newspapers, when there's transfers, where there's trades from one club to another. Moving pieces, Miami Padel Club. They did lose Ari Sanchez and John Sant. There was actually a trade. Chingoto moving in the opposite direction. He joined from New York Atlantics. That is a really strong roster.
It is indeed, and we're going to see Jess Castello and Virginia Riera in action first up as well.
And Chingoto,
and
who did not play Miami
for the first time, and obviously alongside the rather decent Gus Tapia.
Well,
so that's a heck of a lineup, isn't it?
I mean, you look at Miami, and they came really close to glory last season. It was actually a derby in that final against Flow Rider Goats, and I'm sure they'll be looking to go one step further, and they are one of the teams to beat.
They are, absolutely. I think it's also one of the teams that people come to see, isn't it, with Chingoto. He was walking around here with a Real Sociedad shirt on, the team from San Sebastián, making a bit of friends, making a few friends. So, anyhow, next up, Arkansas Matrix. And, well, 2 new faces, Bea Caldera and Alex Arroyo, both of whom will be playing. They lost Cata Tenorio, a veteran who, well, not hung up her racket. She's still playing in veteran circuits, but she stopped playing in the PPL.
Still have Patty Llaguno, of course, who has been world #1, and Gonzalo Rubio and Alex Arroyo together formed a rather formidable pair. Now, Arkansas Matrix are one of those clubs looking to improve on last season's standings and results. Now, how this system works is that you play 2 ties, 2 matches at each PPL event, and you add the points. So you don't always play against the same teams at the next event. So sometimes you might be playing on paper teams that could be top seeds, But then, of course, later on, you might be playing weaker sides. So every single club, every single franchise has a chance of qualifying for the PPL, the Cities Cup in New York come October.
Definitely. I think teams like the Beat and the Volts will be looking at chances to maybe get to finals or at least the podium day this time.
Bears.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a chance to turn things around. Okay, next up this evening, we have Cancun, who surprised everybody in Miami and bringing in Sofia Saiz, Marina Lobo, Alex Ruiz, Maxi Arce, Franco Dal Bianco, and that's basically the backbone of their team.
And look at some of the players they lost. Beatriz, who is still here, more on her later, Salazar and Sanyo Gutierrez. But Saiz and Lobo, great partnership. Ruiz, Arce and Dal Bianco, Paul, we saw rotate. Alex Ruiz played the first game and played in the final. We saw Franco Dal Bianco play in all 3 games, and Arce played in that second game. And Arce and Dal Bianco have been playing together regularly, and they were, I think, the surprise package. I think Cancun were the surprise team.
Absolutely. I think it's partly because they've come from a different level of tournament, and they were maybe, say for us, very much an unknown quantity, but they showed they can mix it with the best. They're quick, they're aggressive, they're just great to watch.
And Flow Rider Goats, well, of course, this is the team to beat. Why? Well, they still got Gemma Turay, and they also got Delphi Brea, but she has a knock. But back is Aranzazu Osorio, who was the heroine. She, I wouldn't say won the final, but she was outstanding in that game against Miami in the mixed doubles last year. Leo and Pablo, the 2 biggest hitters I think you can see right now on the circuit alongside Tapia.
Yeah, I mean, expect the fireworks to fly, but as we saw in Miami, they're not invincible, are they? Obviously,
no.
Delphi Brea, we said she picked up a knock in a recent tournament, so unfortunately she's not here. But having Aranzazu to put in with Gemma Turay, you know, that's pretty decent. You'd be happy with that. And as I say,
she's got a Basque name as well.
She has indeed, obviously. Lots of Argentinians have Basque grandparents. Moving on.
Los Angeles.
We got the Beat. We're on first up tomorrow morning on the breakfast ship. Okay, they brought in Barbara Las Heras. She was at Las Vegas. Julia Polo, Martina Fazio, Pablo Lijo, and Alvaro Cepero.
Leal, Castillo, and Orsi, the players moving on. Trito Aguirre, he'll be making his first appearance here. We were actually bumped into Julia Polo, who was yesterday on the training courts. Of course, you had this main venue here behind us, and then you have the training courts. They're loving the city and also the venue. Pablo Lijo, I mean, we saw this tie-break. We'll look at the exact number of points that were played in Severo in that tie-break. Las Heras, of course, Paul knows her really well. She has returned from a really serious knee injury. She says that competitively, you know, she's playing, but not yet.
But
100%.
it's more difficult because you've missed the year and everything has changed. Next up, San Diego Stingrays, and today, obviously, they brought in Claudia Jensen, Veronica Verced, Alex Chozas, Jairo Bautista, and Lucas Bergamini. Bergamini and Jensen weren't in Miami, but they are both here today, this week, and obviously Maxi Sanchez is the captain, and he led from the front. He showed, I think, didn't he, in Miami, how to try and play against Cardona and Ausberger. So shows that experience, really a good backbone for the team.
I mean, former world #1. I think also having Jensen and Birceda on the roster is a massive plus, and I think they're one of the outside runners for success this season, Paul.
Okay, another team with quite a few young players is the Houston Volts. They've lost Chozas and Claudia Jensen, but brought in Marta Barrera and Pepe Aliaga, who's very young, isn't he, Pepe? He's like one of the
there are some very
youngsters,
young players. We'll see Ustero in action later on in this tournament. Rufo, you know, a tough cookie. Caparros has experience. Ivanchu Ramirez and Pablo Garcia, fair enough. When we saw Pablo Garcia, I mean, he was one of these, I think if you look at Maxi Arce, Franco Dal Bianco, I would put Pablo Garcia in with those players. That nobody really had tipped him for success. He's a big hitter and really good when it comes to smashing.
And obviously looking at one of the other big favourites for the overall title and to get to finals is New York. The New York Atlantics. They brought in Ari Sanchez and John Sanz. That That was the first trade ever in the PPL. Obviously, Carolina Orsi, very experienced Italian. Javi Garrido, Juan Tello as well, who
he wasn't playing in Miami.
He wasn't in Miami either.
Looking forward to seeing the cat.
Okay, it doesn't look as if Harry's going to be playing in San Sebastian. See somebody else who picked up a little thigh strain by the looks of it, but once again, a really, really competitive team. And also, they've got options beyond the top 4 players.
Yeah, they've got maybe not the most talented players overall, but they have, like you said, a good, solid, good depth on that roster. And then looking at Las Vegas Smash, of course, Martita Ortega, a fan favourite, Gonza Alfonso, Araujo, the Portugal #1, Barona, Chisco Hill, Sara Ruiz. They did lose Pablo Cardona, who is, of course, here.
A big loss, but
yeah, big loss, but now teamed up with Leo Ausberger.
But it's another one of those teams that you've really got to have to be careful with, because if they don't beat you, they're very, very capable, of the very least, taking sets off you. And obviously, Marta Ortega and Sofia Araujo, well, they're two top 10 ranked players.
And now I think, the team from Canada, Toronto
chill.
Polo Dares, I mean, they'll be looking to bounce back from maybe a disappointing opening event. And they do have the talent to do so.
No, absolutely. Mario Huete, we saw, he's not that highly ranked, but he's coming in, and he showed good things, didn't he, in Miami? Obviously, Adrian Ronco come in, and Victoria Iglesias and Marina Guinart have the advantage, although they struggled a little bit in Miami, of playing their normal season matches together in other events. So they know each other very well. So they're a team who have to really try and pick it up, however, I think, in Donosti.
Yeah, Guinart and Iglesias, they won their first set in their first game in Miami, but they then lost to Scythe and Lobo. But definitely 2 players on their day could be any of the top 2 players in the world. Okay,
let's have a little look at some of the standings. See how things are at the moment, just as we get ready.
Whoa!
This is our tipsters.
Has Peter got a moustache?
This is our tipsters list. Look at Peter, my word. He's one of the Spanish commentators, also a professional player. Tell you what, 7 out of 8, that's not bad.
Just quickly, it just says there, have he got cold feet? Now, Javi Carrasco, he's a comment. Javi! Well, Javi, look at him. I've never ever seen Javi look at a camera when they're taking a photo.
That was last night. That was last night on La Concha Beach, wasn't it? He was just sat there gazing sort of into the middle distance, thinking. I think he's thinking about who's going to win.
I'm going to have to ask him. Javi, what are you thinking of? Because he's always looking into the distance.
I've got an idea what he's thinking of.
Javi sat on the fence last time. So at the moment,
he sat on the beach there.
Just quickly, it was only 7 points because we got 7 out of 8 games
That's
right.
Not bad, is it?
There was like a technical error, and they couldn't count all the games. But now let's take a look at what's going to happen here, Paul.
We're going to take it to another step. Okay, our first matchup, Miami Padel Club against the Arkansas Matrix. The women, Jess Castello and Virginia Riera, Bea Caldera, Pati Llaguno.
I've got it here. I mean, I'm pretty sure Castello and Riera will take that game in 2 sets.
Yeah, I'm going to go with her. Although Patti, her parents are from here, from Donostia.
Yes, she's a local lass.
She can count a bit of home support. I think.
So you're saying you agree? Yeah,
I think we're going for Miami. This is why we're drawn in the tipsters.
Danny,
we always choose the
Miami
same thing.
Padel Club.
Miami Padel Club for the women, and for the men, Chingotto and Tapia against Arroyo and Gonzalo Rubio.
Double Miami.
Yeah, double Miami. It's got to be. Sorry.
Tapia and Chingotto are forced to beat. I think we both agree.
Yeah, we both agree.
Miami 1 and 2.
We'll be 9 each after
Maximum
that game.
points
Maximum
for
points.
the team from Florida.
Exactly. I have no doubt about that one.
What's coming up next, Paul?
Very quickly.
Celebrate. But the end of a game is sometimes the beginning of everything. From the silence, a hand was raised, and the ocean listened. The soul of Cancun's waves was invoked. A timeless power sent across the Atlantic to be reborn. An ancient roar crosses the ocean, determined, carrying the memory of defeat, but propelled by an invisible force that is born from the earth and shakes the oceans. This is not a rematch. It is our destiny, and destiny has chosen its battlefield. San Sebastian, a place to continue dreaming. Believed, fought. Now the wave rises again. adventure.
That's some promotional video.
It's also the deepest voice I have ever heard in my life.
Well, congratulations, Cancun, on your results in the first tournament. How are they going to do here, Paul?
Well, they're going to do quite well, but I don't think they're going to win today. I'm going to be really cruel. Marina Lobo, Sofia Sainz against Gemma Triay, Arantxa Thuotoro. Gemma and Arantxa, I've got to say, are my favourites to win the title. Here, it was Gemma and Delphi. They were second.
Flow Rider Goats.
Miami, yeah. We're going to go for the goats, for the women. Sorry. And the men, however, Alex Reith and Franco Del Bianco. Ooh, they've really impressed us. I really like them. Cardona Ausberger.
I'm going to go for double. Flow Rider Goats to win both.
I think if Alex Reith is really clever and he's learned how to stop their big smash, I'm going to go for Cancun. I'm going to go for Cancun.
So Paul, looking forward to this opening day.
Exactly. Anyhow, we've said goodbye. We've said our hellos. We're all ready to start the paddle.
Del Pro Paddle League. Estamos aquí en la hermosa ciudad de San Sebastián, en el su presentadora Anabel, y es un honor estar aquí con todos vosotros. Y ahora es tiempo para el primer partido. Y qué enfrentamiento para representando el sur de la Florida, con mucho talento y pasión. Denle un grande aplauso a los Miami Paddle Club. Jessica Castello. Virginia Riera. De estrategia y corazón. Denle un fuerte aplauso a los Arkansas Matrix. Bea Caldera. Llaguno. Alex Arroyo. Equipos, disfruten de este partido oficial, de esta segunda parada de la temporada 2025 del Pro Paddle League.
Hello everyone. Well, you've had the introductions. Here we are, ready to go. Our first match and our first tie in the second tournament of the Pro Padel League. Miami Padel Club against the Arkansas Matrix. Another game which sees Castello and Virginia Riera for Miami against Caldera and Llaguno. Our referee just giving them the lowdown. Here we are in San Sebastián, Donostia, its name in Basque. First match to be played in Spain, Eric.
Well, can't wait. PPL has gone global. We've been saying this. We were talking about this in Miami, how PPL has expanded. Padel, of course, is a worldwide sport. The number of people playing or following is multiplying each and every year. Now, of course, it has been present in Spain for many, many years. In fact, here at this Royal Tennis Club in San Sebastian, the first padel court was introduced at the turn of the century, so that's over 25 years ago. Now there are courts all over the country. They're popping up, of course, in North America, Central America, also South America. We're going to be in Mexico later on in August, but the focus is here, San Sebastian, event 2 of the calendar year. And here at a venue that in the past has hosted padel events, but nothing like the one you're going to see over the next 4 days.
Exactly. So anyhow, just quickly looking at the two teams, we've already made our little picks and we've both plumped
We kind of agreed, didn't we?
Miami on this one. So Castello and Virginia Riera, what do they offer, really?
Well, they are plucky. We saw when they played in Miami, tough to break down, capable of losing a set, coming back into the game, winning a super tie break. Riera is steady. Castello maybe has more winners, but crafty shots, a lot of good ground shots. When they do get to the net, they can be very dangerous. All about getting to the net. If you're watching padel for the first time, or you've been playing for a while, you know how important it is to try and gain control of the net. If you lose control of the net, you have to try and regain control of the net. Now, Llaguno, of course, is one of the veteran players that we see, Castello from Miami Padel Club. Let's see how she fares here. Still in amazing shape and probably one of the highest IQs you can come across.
In the paddle world, I presume.
I don't know.
Or generally.
I'm going to talk, have a chat afterwards.
I think what you're trying to say is she's a really, really clever player. They did suffer a heavy defeat in Miami, but normally Patty is really reliable, doesn't give anything away. There you say, another one of the new generation of players who are coming forward, who are marking their territory really in the world of paddle. So once again, you get that combination of experience and youth.
It's true though, Arkansas Matrix. You've got to look at who they played, on day 2 in Miami. They came up against the Flow Rider Goats.
Yeah.
Demetri and Delphi Brea was
absolutely on fire.
Yeah, 6-2, 6-4. So that was a tough opening day for the team from Arkansas. Then they played the Beats on day 3, and it was Caldera and Llaguno who fought back to win in a tiebreak over LA Julio Polo and Martina Facio. They dropped the first set 4-6. They claimed the second set 6-love. You rarely see a 6-love set on the PPL circuit, and in the super tiebreak, which is not to 7 points, it's to 10 points, they won it 10-4.
We did in Miami have a game with the LA Beat where the actual tiebreak lasted twice as long as the super tiebreak, but we won't go into that. It's still,
not yet.
It still gives me the cold shivers thinking about it.
But everybody was like, it was on the third day of competition, and both teams were playing not just for pride, also trying to get as many points as possible without being able to qualify for podium day.
It's what we were saying about the scoring system. Basically you have got to get as many sets or games to keep yourself in with a chance of getting to that Cities Cup in New York in the middle of August. I think we all want to see those leaves turning colour in Central Park and Brooklyn, don't we?
Really looking forward to that season finale in New York come October. Just quickly recap, New York Atlantics top with 40 points. Flow Rider Goats sit second, tied with Cancun Waves Now the teams in action here. Arkansas Matrix, 12 points. 5 points were picked up by the men. 7 points were picked up by the women. Now, of course, to qualify for the Cities Cup, you qualify as a team. So you total the number of points of men and women. And then the top 8 teams from the top 10 would qualify for the Cities Cup. Here, they play as a team, but separate. So the women's team could qualify for podium day, but the men's team might miss out.
Exactly. So then it's at the end of the season, the regular season, as Eric says, that the points are tallied together and we work out who's going to be in New York.
PPL San Sebastián 2025.
Our umpire, who's actually from Portugal, staying in our hotel.
Quite a few people have made the most of this event to try and stay on a few days. You're staying on, aren't you, Paul?
Just going over the border into the French Basque region afterwards, but
then back into San Sebastian.
Plenty of water to go to come under the bridge before that happens. My good fellow, 4 days of top-level intense
There we see the
paddle.
Arkansas bench. This is the good thing. You see all the players on the active roster, also those players who might not, there's Castello, not on the active roster. They sit here and watch.
He was actually warming up with Alex Arroyo, and we thought, oh, they've pulled a fast one on us.
Robia has picked up a knock off, but no, it was just basically Castello just testing out the court. But you can see here the venue. Now, there's a great atmosphere here, and there's also training courts behind us. Of course, if you've been here, you know that there's lots of tennis courts as well, and the views from here are one of the best.
Just to let you know, basically from where we're standing, if you look to the left, you can see the Concha, one of the most famous beaches in Europe and one of the most beautiful beaches, certainly the most beautiful city beach in Europe.
Spain, definitely.
If you look to the right, you've got Monte Agueldo, which is another very famous San Sebastian site, with its funicular railway going up to the top, which I can absolutely recommend, but only in the break between sessions in the paddle, Eric.
Yeah, in fact, some of the players were saying that they were, between training, they're going to go up, get sights of San Sebastian. But we're here for the best paddle you can watch in the world right now. PPL, Pro Paddle League. It's come over from the US, North America, where it has been a huge success. An amazing overall season last year, bigger and better in 2025.
Okay, we're already, everyone coming out. We've got very, very good turnout, it has to be said, here in the Royal Tennis Club in San Sebastian. Tickets still on sale at the Corte Inglés website. If you're interested, check out the website as well.
Few tickets left, very few. Snap them up, otherwise you will be disappointed.
Yeah, just waiting for our players, as you can see. Second very sunny day here in San Sebastian.
And quite a few former football players, soccer players here in attendance earlier, watching the training sessions. They'll be coming also to watch the games.
Yeah, I think there are apparently a couple of pretty handy players we saw this morning in the press event. There was former Athletic Club Bilbao striker. He played for a few other minor clubs such as Tottenham, Juventus, Fernando Llorente.
That won't go down too well here in San Sebastian.
And Xavi Prieto, who is basically a legend here in San Sebastian. One club man, it has to be said. Former Real Sociedad player and also Spain international.
All set. First game, day 1, San Sebastian.
And it's going to be Jess Castello to get us underway.
Silencio, por favor. Muchísimas gracias.
Al servicio, taking their seats.
Jessica Castello.
Well, straight away we've got a second serve there from Jess. Is serving towards Bea Caldera.
We've been reliably informed of playing surface here in San Sebastian, which of course benefits the big hitters. Big hit that was out.
Which was, especially if they get the ball in, unfortunately, there. Bea just mistiming that first smash, so 15 love. It's actually been laid, this Adidas court. You can give more information about it later on.
I would.
On top of what in this building normally hosts 2 clay court tennis courts.
I mean, it's been an amazing transformation in this venue.
That's Lovely.
Glass, making it back over to the other side of the court.
Picked that one up lovely, didn't she? There. 30 love. A couple of other things, if you haven't watched Pro Padel League before, if it's deuce, 40 all, we have a golden point, which basically means the next point wins it. You don't have to get 2 points clear.
Definitely makes more dramatic gains. Calm player, Padel. You can see very patient, makes very few mistakes.
A little bit of mistake there from Virginia. She puts that into the net, so 30-15.
Got about 20 seconds between points, and of course, communication is so important.
That's the maximum you're allowed, really, 20 seconds.
You get a warning, and then get another warning, say points deduction.
And nice backhand there off the backlash. 40-15. Deep return. You saw that Patti and Bear looking to try and get into the net, but
that was perfectly weighted. You saw the early bounce. Caldera scurrying back, but just not enough pace on it for Caldera for it to come off the back glass, maybe make it playable.
Yeah, just a lovely little fake smash, which can be a really effective tool, can't it, in paddle?
Yeah, you need to mix up your shots as much as possible because you can't be predictable. If you're predictable, then everybody knows what's coming next. So if you're always long, they'll start taking a couple of steps back to be in a position to hit the smash and regain the net. So you mix those shots up, and a fake smash sometimes is a much better shot than a full-out smash, especially if you can't win that point outright.
Al servicio, Beatriz Caldera.
It's going to be Bea Caldera to serve for the Matrix. Named after the Matrix Club. It's the only club, well, at the time of its foundation, was the only club in Arkansas.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's another way to win a point outright. It hits your opponent.
And it's something, to be fair, I don't think players ever aim for it, but it is something that you see quite a lot because obviously the court is 20 metres by 10, much more reduced to a normal tennis court.
And also, if you play the ball down at the feet of an opponent, it's a very difficult shot to return.
Out.
That's gone a bit long.
Now, of course, players sometimes take a game or two just to get used to the surroundings, to the temperature, to the bounce, to the speed.
They've not had a lot of time practicing on this court, have
no,
they?
they've had the really good, practice courts just here out the back. There are two of them where they've been busy these last couple of days. But of course, that was powerful there. This is definitely a quick surface, a big kick on it. It looks a lot quicker than
Miami.
Yeah, definitely.
Miami speeded up a little bit as it went on, though, didn't it?
Of course, the temperature inside a venue, the temperature outside has an effect. The altitude, of course, also very important. In many sports and even also in racket sport like paddle. So Guadalajara. Is that
No, I think it's about 1,500, something like that. It's not 2,000.
So expect quite a quick tournament also in Mexico.
So, one game all. It is now Riera to serve.
Seems rushed passing. Oh, lovely approach, volley down the middle. Wonderful, single-handed backhand, high to low.
So, love 15.
The way she approaches the net. Caldera. Pretty good technique there.
A little bit lucky off the net call, but once again, Patty and they are looking to get to the net. Good lob over the top. Goes for the
well watched.
Goes for the backhand. It was well read, wasn't it?
You've got to make sure though that you know, if there's a doubt, you normally take the shot on if you're at the net, because if it does drop in, then from what is an offensive position, you're on defense. So if possible, you take that shot on. If you are confident it's going out, still have a look just in case. But that was well watched.
Confident to that. Oi. Well,
slight slash there.
Love 40. So real pressure on the serve here.
There's always, but nearly always, Paul, we saw early breaks in the opening 2 or 3 games.
Tends to happen, doesn't it? Tends to happen, early breaks, as you say. Quite often in the very first game, but this time we've had to wait to the third, so slight advantage to the Matrix as we come back out, as we prepare to come back out. Little breaks every 2 games, by the way.
Si la bola es muy corta, la deja botar y nos maneja. Ahora, la otra tiene que tocar una de cada 4 horas.
We're seeing Castello there, chatting with Llaguno. You know, if there is a short ball, we've got to try and attack. Ideally, if there's a short ball and he bounces in front of the service line, you've got to try and turn that into an opportunity
Preocupate por
to
llegar
attack
siempre bien parada a la
net.
siguiente pelota, no en el tiro que vas a hacer. ¿Entendés? Te digo, vos tocás de una forma que vos digas, si me la tira acá al lado, yo estoy bien parado, si me la tira arriba, estoy bien parado, todo el tiempo. Porque si, ahí es donde ustedes empiezan a dar cuenta que van a bajar la velocidad y van a jugar la bola realmente la que tocan.
You know, the time
Al final la están tirando por
between shots.
desesperada.
He's not expecting a high tempo game
Vos empezás a
from the
tocar,
opponents.
manejá. Vos
And that really should be these two players, his players,
tienen 2 o 3 lobos
should be
seguidos.
dominating the points, dictating. They said play at high tempo because they
Claro, la que baja la baja fuerte.
maybe
La que va a esa bola nada más.
and also
Bajala más lenta, si no, o tirarle otra vez.
Well, that's what we saw, isn't it? They took a while to get going. They took a while to get going in Miami before hitting their stride.
well, they lost their first set, came back to win.
Al servicio Patricia Llaguno.
Okay, it's going to be Patty Llaguno to say. She's got family. She's her parents or grandparents originally from here. It's at the net in the right place there, Jess, but puts it into the net, so 15 love. Also, as the saying goes, you know, you've never actually successfully broken serve until you've managed to hold and consolidate.
Oh, in Miami, both just Castello and Riera. Padel, yeah, lost their opening sets before winning their matches 2-1. So
30 love. Once again, just another little indication there with that smash that the pitch has got a bit of oomph in it. Looking for the bajada there, but
there's no real need to, you know, there's a margin. You know, that was just aiming be over the tape. There's no need to take it so fine. An easy shot to return. That will go down as an unforced error. Clever.
Very well played, though. Aggression, then subtlety.
Really clever volley here between the two players, one at the net, one at the back.
And then with the ball dying as well, so there's no chance of returning it. So 40-50.
Short.
Oh, gets a bit lucky.
Or unlucky.
Oh, depending on which way you look at it. keeping the pressure on here, Riera.
It's the longest rally of this opening set. Oh, well, apologies there from Beatriz. A miss hit.
Yeah. Anyhow, just showing that if you're a beginner and you're worried about hitting yourself off the wall, it happens to the best of them.
You can see there, you see the spin there.
Yeah.
It span directly at her. I mean, it was a complete miss.
And then she couldn't get her arm around it.
So it's very difficult. That takes time to master. You know, using the walls, the back wall, the side wall. Sometimes you run into the ball as it bounces back off the wall. You're meant to like get into position, wait for it to come to the side of you, and then use it as an opportunity, perhaps, to attack the net.
It's one of the big factors, isn't it, from stepping up from intermediate level to something better.
To our level.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Is how you're able to play off the walls.
Good lob, and look at that. Patty just sends over. I mean, you can see there's just no pace. Good a chance to attack now.
A little bit loose again there from Virginia Riera. Not quite settled, has she?
In Miami, I would say that she made the lion's share of mistakes in that opening set, but then improved a lot alongside Castello. As a team, they picked themselves up. They won the second set in the super tiebreak. Very similar to what we saw from Arkansas Matrix, where they lost the first set, but then won the second set 6-love.
Clip the net. That's still the first serve. Ooh, once again,
that dropped too low.
Weak shot though, isn't it?
It dropped too low. The ball dropped too low.
Never really hit it with conviction either. That's Riera doing the chat. It's gone long. Well watched this down by Jessica Castello. I think that's quite a big point because you were break down, 3-1 down. If you'd gone love 30, all of a sudden starts to slide away from you that first set. Still in it though.
Oh, still trying to find their feet, Castello and Riera. Now, I was speaking to Javi and Pete, the commentators on the Spanish feed. You can watch the Pro Padel League in English and in Spanish. And like ourselves, Paul, they tipped Riera and Castello to win this one.
Again, it's gone out. 15-40. So this is really a massive point here. Difficult to come back from 2 breaks down.
That was a really good pick up on the half. Really tough on the backhand side there, Riera.
Oh, you got lucky, got very lucky, but you don't say no, do you? No. You always apologise.
Yeah, it's one of those, you apologise and then you kind of walk off with a smile on your face. And then your parents are probably cursing.
That's what we say.
But anyway,
it always is going to
That was a massive point as well because it's now 4-1.
2 breaks, the good chance to serve for 5-1.
confianza, no sabe qué hacer, dudas, fallos.
Low in confidence. We're playing against 2 players right now.
Nada. Primero en ataque me da igual porque en ataque está
more mistakes than we're used to seeing him make.
Absolutely.
They're not, playing at the full potential. We've got to capitalise now. There's no way we cannot take this first set. It's here Canali.
De última que te hagan el winner, pero que no sea error tonto nuestro.
There we go. Make them work with the winner. it can't be errores tontos.
Tirate dos,
Silly mistakes that we're
tirate dos a la pared hasta
gifting
que
them
encuentres la
points.
sensación y después volvés. Y no pienses que lo tiraste a la pared, porque vos tiralo como a la pared. Si después a la pared, te vas a empezar a dar cuenta de que va a cortar
And
un
also,
poquito menos.
if we're
Pero
playing
si vos tirás
with our backs up
un
against the
torno
wall,
corto, vas a defender todo el partido.
game over.
Yeah.
He needs his players to take a step forward. Now we have seen how how games can turn in a game, matches
Can turn
in a
game.
point.
But yeah, even a point sometimes can just be a moment of inflection, as they say. Caldera serving. So we're going to see a more aggressive attitude from Jess and Riera.
Ooh, that's aggressive.
Yeah.
But it was from Caldera. I mean, you can see here, it's a fast call, and there's a high bounce, and that's set up invitingly from a deep position. Good put away.
Well, they've tried to get the net here, Riera and yes, Castello.
But they're up against two players who are very good defensively. So you're going to have to win that point. They're not going to make a mistake. And if they do make a mistake, it would probably be Caldera, not Patricia. So despite being at the net for the vast majority of the point pool, they're not on top of the point.
No.
They look comfortable, Caldera, waiting for their chance to come forward. Here it is.
That was a nice little volley from Caldera as well there. Oi, once again gets the net. Another long rally.
This is the longest one, Paul, this opening set.
That was so clever. Really were great the way that dipped straight over the net into feet. It's almost a Chiquita from the back of the court.
Looked across, spotted Riera. I wouldn't say no man's land, but in that kind of position where if you get the ball down at the feet, it's a very difficult shot. It's always going to be a shot on the rise as well.
She's
you
not.
can then attack.
She should either be deeper back or a
if
little bit
possible.
closer
But
into the net.
Credit to Patricia because that's a tough shot.
But the ball's dipping, isn't it? It's not giving her the chance to play an attacking volley. Love.
And also, they can put up all the smashes they want.
Oh, once again she mishits that smash, or possible did Vibra 40 Love. So a chance for 1 point off 5 games to 1.
They're so comfortable just sending balls up high because Riera and Castello aren't hitting any winners.
But that's the lack of confidence, isn't it? Oi.
Well, there's a mistake. The first.
Yep. But your lack of confidence is you're not.
But then again, right now you can afford to make that mistake.
Yeah. But what you're saying about the confidence, when you're not confident, you just try and keep the ball alive, try and keep yourself, play yourself in, don't you?
Tees herself up for a great winner. Superb.
I thought Jess was going to get a touch on that, but 5 games to 1, and we've not had 20 minutes. Riera serving again. Once again, thought about it. Left it though.
Good call there from Patty. And that's another mistake. That is a comfortable height. And
Love 15.
I mean, you can look at. I'm just looking over at the coach here, Canali, over on the bench for Miami. He has a lot of work to do.
Should be. Oh, she gets a little touch.
Just misses though. Again, that smash wasn't a convincing winner.
Oh, she's very, very close.
You've got to win
touch
that point and bring it home. just in.
Took a good lob. Opts to send that one high into the rafters.
Jessica making sure that Riera knows exactly where the opponents are standing. Wow!
You know what?
Smash! What a top-spin kick on that.
15-30 screamer there from Patty. Absolutely magnificent shot. The first one we've seen go out like that. And it just took off, didn't it? Just took off. Wow.
Over the 3-meter side fence. Goes down as a por tres. Por tres because it's the side wall. Should the winner be over the back wall? That's out wide from Riera. It will be a pour 4. Over 4 meter.
So we've got. Have a look at this one.
Yeah, it's wide. It's out from Riera.
Yep. Hard, pretty tough to call those. So anyhow, 10 points.
Still, that's going to be a winner. In that position at the net, you've got to be winning those points.
Oh, it's just gone. Just 30-40.
Still 2 chances to take this opening set.
That's a bit short, I think. Got away with it. It's better. And there you go, great aggressive play, good volleying from there.
There from Riera. Held back because didn't want a warning from the umpire. And that was a really, really comfortable opening set.
21 minutes, 6 games to 1.
Patti, Llaguno and Bea Caldera. Too many unforced errors. Oh, too many, way too many.
Well, we've seen
Padel Club, we had them down as favourites to win this game.
I mean,
They can win it, but they've
not
got
lost.
to change.
As you've said, things can change now, and we have seen game matches change very often, set to set, haven't we? But they have to make a pretty big change.
Lo mismo Virginia se viene, porque así, tal y como va el partido, no nos ganan. Es que no,
He's just saying that the way things are right now, there's no chance they'll beat us. If the Virginia keeps making those mistakes, we keep playing as we have done.
No ir tanto al choque con Bea, porque ahí lo hace bien.
No, choque para abajo. No busquen enterrar.
Pero cuando le jugamos a Bea en este juego, juega bien.
Tirarle a Patti y hay que caminar y cerrar a Patti. O voleen para abajo. Lo que sí tienen que hacer, ahora vos estás dejando mejor la pelota.
Sí, ahora me siento mejor.
Pero ahora ya puedes hacer cosas. Ahora puedes hacer, si vos sentís que la pelota la tenés en la mano, ya puedes hacer un poco más. La de arriba, de lo que toque, puedes soltarte más. No al principio que arrancaste ya como que ahora ya sabes. Ahora suelta un poquito con la mano.
Vamos a empezar de vuelta, ¿eh?
Un salto y salve.
Big round of applause, by the way, because we have our, if you saw last year's finals, Cities Cup in New York, our window cleaning specialist. We had a lad who was in the most laid-back window cleaner in the world in Miami. He just strolled on with his chamois and wiped away. Doesn't put on such a big show, though, does he? Well, Bea Caldera to start us in the second. Can they get off to a flying start? In the second, they won the first 6 games to 1. 24 minutes is all we've had so far. That's a good start. 15 love. Now, covered it really well.
Backhand there from Castello, but makes a mess of the following shot.
That's 3 times that she's missed overhead shots, isn't it, Jess?
Confidence in any sport is huge, and of course in paddle, when it's you're playing doubles, you're sometimes put more pressure on yourself because you know that you're having an off day or a bad game.
You don't want to let
your partner down.
Exactly. So, second serve.
So it's the job of the partner to try and take all that pressure off your doubles partner. Those are talks between points. It's so important.
Better from, yes. Aggressive, had the confidence to try to get into the net. Didn't finish the point.
Yeah, again, that's comfortable. That was a comfortable height defense. A mess of that one.
30-15. This is a pretty straightforward volley there.
Volley. Get into the tape. Coach will be telling his players, okay, let's give a bit of a margin. You know, let's aim those shots 30 centimeters above the net. Let's just start working on confidence, which is key right now for Miami Padel Club after that disappointing first set, which they lost 6-1. Of course, if you are Arkansas Matrix coach, you'd want to keep this momentum going. You know, try and win the opening game of the second set, an early break, a couple of early breaks, and then, you know, you're, what, 2-3 games away from taking a big scalp and some key points on day one.
Giving yourself a very, very good chance of being there on Sunday on podium day.
This is, of course, day one here in San Sebastián, group stage. Now, on Friday will be the second day of competition. So these two teams will be playing on day 3 on Saturday. New York Atlantics for Arkansas Matrix. That's going to be really tough. So this is a great opportunity for them.
They'll have plenty of time to see what they need. So they've got off to a flyer at the start of the sector. A little bit more fight perhaps from Miami,
but a similar outcome to what we saw in the first set. Just quickly, Miami Padel Club take on Las Vegas Smash on Saturday. So Arkansas Matrix know that they win here and they could even lose. It is going to be tough against New York, but they can still qualify for payment. Maybe not first against second, take maximum points, but still they could be looking to take home 15 points.
Very quickly, while the Matrix are getting a very quick chat to Miami, players out very, very quickly on court to try and turn things around.
Now, Miami Padel Club women took just 5 points from the event held in Miami. Arkansas Matrix took 7.
So it's just Jess Castello serving.
Oh, brings it over. What a great shot there. And that was great put away there by Castello. Padilla, just rolling back the years.
Yeah, I didn't think she was going to get to that, obviously, in the end.
That's court awareness.
Yeah,
How many people would think that's the shot I need to play at full stretch? Because you always think when you start playing this ball, I've got to return it, Use the back gloves. That's what it's there for. You've got to change the chip, the mental chip.
It's a little touch on it.
Raises the top of the racket.
Doesn't touch the net either, which is obviously important. Thundering shot off the back.
It's not a tough shot for somebody like the Riera. I mean, the two just haven't settled. It's been, you know, they can play so much better. If you're watching these two players for the first time, they are very good players.
Boy, another one.
And straight away you can just see there. poor smash. And what was the first thing she did? Look over to her coach and almost apologise. You can just see that, that's got to be your doubles partner straight away saying, vamos, vamos, vamos. We'll get that later from Osorio.
I'm looking forward to seeing Aram Thethu again and hearing her again.
Yeah, very vocal player in the world. Has been for quite a few years. She's from Argentina.
Oh, he got away well.
Oh, look at that. And the bad bounce as well. I mean, everything is going Arkansas's way. Even the mishits.
That's that one.
Pick up on that.
We've not really talked about Bear. Bear's playing really well, Bear Caldera, isn't she?
That's just in as well. Wow, hats off. And again, 2 mishits in that point. A very good winner, but 2 mishits. That could have gone anywhere.
Yep. So once again, 3 more break points. Chance to go 2-love up in the second set.
All right, right now, Paul. I hope Javi and Pete didn't put their money on Miami in this match. I'll have to ask them later. We're tied on 7 points. All 3 of us. We got 7 out of 8 rights on Friday. Don't know what happened to Thursday's results, Saturday and Sunday. Got to speak to Danny about that. Technically.
I think we forgot to actually give any.
No, we gave them, definitely.
The correct ones as well. Anyhow. Another big point. 30-40.
We've yet to see a gold point.
Well, it's very surprising.
Which is, you're looking at about 3 to 4 in every set. That's the average from Miami.
Trying to attack here.
But they're not hitting winners.
No.
And they're not working a good opening to then win the next shot. And now they're on the back foot. Bear's been really solid, really solid. I think playing alongside somebody like Patty has really helped the game. You know, picking up that kind of patience you need. And
whoa, that was close to the roof. Lob. Goes for power, gets a little bit of fortune.
Oh,
Patty recovers brilliantly. Unbelievable.
Oh, and it's out
yes.
from Jessica Castello. And that's painful.
But that's all down to that brilliant recovery as well. 2-love.
This shot here would have been a winner.
Yep.
Again, reads the game so well. And it's not just about getting there, it's the positioning to hit the next shot. And their punch is the air to celebrate. They have broken early in the second set.
Well, we were talking about would we see a change around in fortunes at the start of the second set. At the moment, we're still more or less the same story.
Patricia, Llaguno.
It's Paddy a chance to go 3-love up. Obviously just the 1 break, but that 3-love's quite a big psychological number, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same as 4-1, but of course, just seeing 0 up by the side of your name, having dropped the first set 6-1.
That's gone long. Once again, a pretty straightforward volley. Hit hard, but should have controlled that over. And they're not making a lot of noise, are they now, Riera and Castello? They're quiet.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the 2 players, there's very little communication between the 2 of them. And that's a sign also that things aren't going well. We're seeing now Jessica Castello stride across to Riera just to, you know, high five.
I think because at that moment you're starting to focus very much on your own play, aren't you?
There are times, of course, when your doubles partner just has a bad day, and there's very little you can do. And that again is out from Jessica. She was there.
A little bit unlucky.
Just anticipated well.
Just trying to steer it round off the top of her racket. I don't know if she gets, does she get a touch on it? Anyhow. Well, there you go.
And again, that's just, I mean, had that have hit the back wall, it might have set up invitingly for Riera and Castello. What does it do? It strikes Castello on the foot for a second time in this match. And now it's a comfortable 6-1, 3-love lead.
And the next game is absolutely vital. If they're broken again, I think we'd start thinking about Chingoto and Tapia.
Vamos a cambiar todo, porque si no vamos así, vamos mal. Tomen más riesgo, o de arriba, si queréis tomar más riesgo y soltarlo más rápido. Para
que nos va a tirar cosas, porque no le queda otra.
Sí.
Entonces, yo, si las pasamos de globo, por ejemplo, arriesgaría con un poquito de posición de me pego un poquito más. Que me tira el globo, bueno, espero el bote, porque lo normal es que ella arriesgue tirándonos por abajo. Le cerramos. Vale. O sea, le quitamos el punto ganador, si intentamos quitar. Que reinicia el punto. Bueno, pues corremos un poco más, ya está. ¿Va? Por lo demás, todo bien, la salida de pared nos cantamos, que se queda Virginia a medias, que entra, es que no hay que cambiar nada. No hay que cambiar nada, o sea, está espectacular.
No hay que cambiar nada. Don't have to change.
Si se queda la pelota, le pegamos porque sale, ¿eh?
Sacan ellas, ¿no?
Sacan ellas. Primer puntito quiero, ¿eh? O sea, mental, es como que no pueden con nosotros. Es mental, es mental. O sea, no pueden con nosotros, vea, no pueden.
They can't. No pueden con nosotros, he says, Eric. No pueden con nosotros.
Yeah, because the way they're playing, I wouldn't say they're unbeatable, but they have made 3 unforced errors. And they're making Castello and Riera have to play very well to win points off them. And that has not happened so far. I mean, they've only won 1 of 10 games played. Now they really have to hang on to this service game. That was going out. That was going out.
Sometimes you just want to make the shot, don't you?
Now there, Castello would have had a better view of it, would say, déjalo. Fuera.
So love 15.
Clever fake smash.
Yeah. Should get to this
going
one, but it's gone.
Oh. Just lost her bearings, Riera, after really good a return. It wasn't easy.
Love 30. Just maybe needed that bit of luck. Oh,
that was a bit, that was a bit of a miss hit.
Bit of a collective ooh in the court there as Patty nearly breaks a window, to be honest.
Those windows are made of stern stuff.
Basque windows, obviously rock hard. But there was a chance there for love 40. 15-30. Oh dear, oh dear. 15-40, just completely mistiming that. Just 3 more break points. And the thing about Virginia Riera is, you know, you watch her, and she's always the first player out to warm up, isn't she? She's always out as much time before her match as possible to do a stretching, to do a little jogs along the outside of the court, and it's just not working for them today. He just died on a 30-40.
Not working for them today, but that doesn't mean, you know, they can't pick up points here from San Sebastián. They will have another match to look forward to, and if they do win that match, they could qualify. Now, for Sunday, the podium event, but maybe not for the final. But they can't really afford to lose in straight sets and picking up a handful of games.
It's very difficult to fall of down. You think it's not game,
but they need to play for each and every game.
But they're not getting any games, are they? So I mean, I think at the end of the day, you've got to stop. It's not really going very well for the Matrix. They need to take the blue. Is it the blue pill or the red pill? Both.
40 minutes game time so far.
Yep. Love 15.
Was that a bit of Busquera there?
No, that was just a
Not often have Castello and Riera been ahead in a service game. It's 2 points.
2 points, hurrah, well done.
0-30.
Love 30.
Now, suddenly, vamos, suddenly they're, you know, they're making some noise.
Chink of hope.
Oh, that's another mistake, Caldera.
So, 4 break points. 40. Come from nowhere, hasn't it, this, really?
All the mistakes that Caldera has not made in these opening games. She's made 3 on her service game.
In the same game.
Clever backhand.
Should
That's
chill
gone
that.
home. That's
Yeah.
brilliant. And the ball 4. And the crowd making loads of noise. They want to see the real game here. And there's a bit of hope.
Well, is that going to be a turning point? You know, if they come back, hold serve.
They still need to break again.
Yeah,
So,
but you
it's a start.
Keeps you in it, doesn't it?
It's
if
a
you
start.
Lose, if you lose that game, you're 5 love down, and basically, it's. I think you look outside and you start wondering if you should be dipping your toes in the Bay of Biscay.
They made a few mistakes, unforced errors, which we haven't seen
Vamos ahora.
in the opening set. Now,
Escucha, ellos también fallan, de vez
look, see, they can also, and they will also make mistakes. You know, they're human. As in, you know, they were playing unbelievably well in the first set up until now, but look, they've made mistakes.
Vos tirás de arriba, tirás una buena bandeja por el medio, ves que así está por abajo, anda para adelante. Hagan cosas con lo que están haciendo ahora. No se queden mirando a ver qué están haciendo ella. Piensen en lo que hacen ustedes.
No, he's just saying that. We just focus on playing like we did in that previous game. Forget how they're playing.
Escúchame. Si quieren ahora jueguen
We
firme
can make a
por
real game of this. The game's not over.
Cuando saquen ellos. Cuando saquen ellos.
Some home way to come back, but
O sea, el campo ya contra 30, sí.
they need to hold this service game. They've really struggled on this. I think they've held 1 serve, haven't they, so far?
No cambiemos nada, o sea, también te digo, muy complicado ganar 6-1-6-0. Ahora, primer punto, me dejes el primer punto. ¿Va? Si no, que la compañera pute un poquito a la otra también, ¿eh?
Get out there and win the first point. Okay, it's Jess Castello serving. And she held her serve in the first game, didn't she? And that's the only serve they've held so far in the match. Can they build on that break?
It's all about momentum. Now they can hold on to their service game. Castello serving.
Oh yeah, then you're.
I would give them a good chance of them breaking again, because then you start doubting yourself. They've been playing really well. It's important that they try and break back, and that's a mistake there by Jess.
Just how many of those has she hit into the net in this match so far? I reckon at least 5. At least 5.
7 here. 7.
Yeah.
7. And those are unforced errors, which are shots there for the taking.
Lob. Let's get Patty just staying patient. It's again another deep lob. Bandeja in there from Bayer. Both of them are coming forward. And
just Patty.
Just had to keep it over the net, didn't she?
Yeah, disappointed with that one. 45 minutes gone in this opening set. And on average, Paul, you know, the matches we saw in Miami, I think about an hour, 15 minutes, would you say?
15 hour 20, yeah. I don't think she hit that one correctly, but it got over the net. She does tremendously well there, because when it hits that stanchion.
Wide array around, that's clever. And that's a really clever play there by Jessica Castello, spotted. Her opponent there, Caldera, taking up a central position, but of course Llaguno was pulled out of position, just tucks it away into the corner, just behind Bea.
Now we're getting a bit of momentum. Let's see. Oh, nasty one there, but she does well to get it back. Another mistake that's just slipping away a little bit from Bea, isn't it? We said in the first set how well she'd played. Just a couple of errors creeping in. It might be a bit of tiredness. How long have we been playing? 47 minutes. Doesn't seem that long. Where's the game? 4-2. This game now becomes very, very interesting.
This is massive, this service game. You lose your serve here, and my money would be on this game going to super tiebreak. And there was that key point, that 4-love, 30-all, that gave Castellón Riera a lifeline. Just carried over there, Riera. Riera half volley with a mistake.
Wasn't quite in the right place though to play, was she? Look here, she just hits that just down that middle as well.
I mean, that was her shot, but it was slightly behind her.
So love 15.
Ooh, that's a really good volley there from Castello, attacking Caldera. So after that earlier volley, wasn't in position.
Of 30. And what you say about that pendulum?
That's definitely swung in Miami's direction.
Second serve.
Guessed right, though. She guessed right.
She knew she was going to hit the fake, didn't she? And was in the right place. Just couldn't.
It's one of those ones as well. You're like towering over the net. You know, it's difficult to overhit that volley. You hit it down, you can hit it towards or at your opponent, and you've won the point.
Bea did well to get out of the way, actually, because she didn't have a lot of time to react. Good serve as well. Deep. Aye, 30-all.
Well, still. Not much changed. Still need 2 points.
He takes responsibility there. Again.
Oh, brilliant. And congratulating Patty Bea.
Do you know what makes that such a good shot? She'd missed a few previously, hadn't she?
And not short on confidence.
And then winds that one out.
They say those shots down the middle on Patty's forehand side, which is, of course, the 99.9% players, your forehand is the better shot than your backhand.
Still work to do.
So that's Patty's.
Wolf once again, he catches them.
Another fake smash.
Don't know if that was maybe a little bit overused. There's nothing fake about that one, as
Oh,
she got it.
Gets there. Oh, it's a great volley. Well, they're
Well
hanging in
survived.
this point, Miami. And the winner, Patty. That's a tough one for Miami because they were doing so well in that service game. They were leading 30-love.
That is a massive, massive turnaround, I think.
You can just see how important that point was. You see the ball there just grazing the top of Riera's racket. But that was such a key point. Why? Because it's now 5-2. It could easily have been 4-3 and serving for 4-4.
Bounced up nastily as well, didn't it? The effect on her, and well, once again now they're just within one game of victory.
Si nos hacen ella el punto largo, ¿cuál es el problema? Más todavía. O sea, ¿qué pasa? Nunca ha ocurrido que el punto sea largo y lo ganen ellas. Bueno, no pasa nada. Hemos querido apretar más la salida de pared, tu víbora. No caigamos en precipitarnos. Que nos hacen, también ellas juegan. Lo que pasa es que han empezado tarde, mejor para nosotros.
Because they'll make mistakes, they will get nervous, they need the points. We just have to make, just limit the mistakes. It's an opportunity to point out, go for it. But don't panic. They need to panic. It's comfortable first set. It's a very big lead in this second set.
¿Cuándo vos la
They
jugás
had that
paralela?
shaky earlier game where Miami will look back and think
Porque vea, porque se te va esta última, se mete todavía al último momento del cambio, pero me refiero. Es difícil.
I love 30, I was thinking, this is a really difficult moment. Hang on. It's Bryce Mendez, isn't it?
Yeah, used to play for...
No, it's not Excelgador.
Yeah, Bryce Mendez.
He's still there.
Yeah, still there. Used to
I think it's
play for Celta as well, Bryce Mendez.
Talked about him.
Had a couple of injuries as well.
Talked about him leaving, but...
very talented footballer.
Well,
Llorente was here as well.
Fernando Llorente, ex-Athletic Club Bilbao.
Striker. And we also saw Chingoto wearing a football jersey earlier, Paul.
Yeah, very well.
It was blue and white stripes. Not your favourite? The team from here, Real Sociedad.
As long as it's got stripes in it, that's a start.
Unless they're blue and Red Bull.
Well.
More on that later.
Well, unless it's Eibar, who are another local team in the Spanish second division. We like it.
You like those blue?
We like it.
Yeah,
we like Eibar.
Lovely drifted passing shot. Yeah. No power needed.
So anyhow, just a little message for our director. Where's Nico Williams going to be playing next season, Danny?
Just down the road from here, as things stand right now.
Anyhow, 30-love. 30-15, another little...
30-15.
Just trying to dip it over. Staying deep. Well, I think that's the wise thing, isn't it? What the coach was saying to Patty and Bear. Just stay deep. There's no need to force it too much.
Out.
Hey, 40.
40-15.
15.
Seen a few mistakes in the second set from Bear Caldera.
We still haven't had
Patty going on just a second more. Let's calm down, Mum. You can listen. It's constantly chatting away. Not on the screen, but just constantly chatting away to Caldera.
Out.
There you go.
And that could have been,
Miami Padel Club
using the back glass to return it over the net. So Bear Caldera, 5-3 in this second set.
She was broken in her last serve, but she's serving for the match.
Let's first serve.
Still only one break in it this set.
Such. I mean, when you're watching this at home, you can realise how, you could be completely outclassed in a set and then be down 4-0 in a set. And then suddenly, momentum, you start building up momentum, and then look at this. It's 5-3. Yes, you are break down, but you break here.
And you have to break to stay in the
game.
In the match.
And then you're serving for 5-5. This match is not over yet. We might still get our predictions right, Paul. Oh, that's unlucky. That is. Oh, she hit the net. No, she lost the point. Jessica lost the point. She hit the net. They should lose the point because look at this. She hit the net after the point, clearly.
Clearly, it's been given. The point's been given against her. But yeah, having a little.
That's such a big mistake to make.
Well, they were left 30 down in the last service game. Came back to win it.
That should have been love 40, Paul.
Yeah. Well judged.
That should have been love 40. Announced 30. You were there.
Yeah. I mean, if you're
on the follow through, you hit the net.
If you're a player like Jess now, how do you avoid that playing on your mind? You just have to put it to the back of your mind.
You don't have enough time to ponder.
Let first serve. Let's first serve.
Well, there are very, very few empty seats here for this early game on day one of competition. Gets there superbly.
As well to defend that.
This is a huge point at 30-all.
That's a great shot. That's a
great
shot.
I think that was all the frustration from that earlier miss.
30-40.
Well, just 2 points needed by Llaguno and Caldera to take the match. They lose this point, and I think they'll lose the set.
Obviously, a 6-all, we would go to a tie-break.
And it is a mistake. It's an unforced error. And it is 5-4. And Jessica Castello will be serving for 5-5. And Llaguno is not happy. Because I would say, of the last 8 mistakes, 7 have been made by her doubles partner.
We were saying how well she was playing as well, but all of a sudden, I reckon Patty was thinking, it's 5 more minutes. We do a little interview and it's into the sea. But no, plenty of work still to do.
Enjoy the sights and sounds of San Sebastián.
Una bajada paralela que fue muy buena, pero vale. La rápida, casi no sé cuánto, que al final, si queréis le seguimos aplaudiendo hasta que nos gane el set. Hay que estar atentas.
Ya vamos a ganárselo aquí en este. Como si fuera el último.
Well, we can carry on applauding them until they've won the set.
Volumen que diga, es una pareja, chicos. ¿Va? No te
Zara
quede la gana, pero un muro.
Martínez having a few words.
Olvídate de todo, aquí ganan un huevo. Igual, no hay drama, 5-4 arriba, Tampoco, ¿sabes? 5-4 arriba. O sea, ganamos este saque, este resto.
Y como si fuéramos con el saque, vamos a
Still reminding him of 5-4 up. If we win this serve, if we break serve, we've won the match.
chiquita la deja botar, o sea, es mejor que la deje botar.
Just listening there, if there's a lob and you're not too sure, just, let it bounce.
Well, there's Fernando Llorente in the grey shirt, just having a little chat with Bryce Mendez.
Well, a lot of professional
Silencio, por
footballers
favor. Muchísimas gracias.
are huge fans of
Por
paddle.
favor.
And there's also a league for veterans, football players from the big clubs here in Spain take part in the Veterans Padel League.
Same serve. Again, it's Jess Castello serving. Oof, does well, but couldn't control it.
That shot onto the fence. Always tricky. Never too sure if it's going to drop or not. And just behind us, getting ready, we've got the men's, but they might have to wait. It's Rubio stretching off.
Showing plenty of confidence in his teammate. That's good to see. Well played. 30 love.
30-0.
Wow, well played, Patty.
That's the third time she's been hit by a ball.
But she was in really quickly. That's just not the aggression that we saw
early
earlier.
Look at that, cutting across. When you do cut across, you've got to try and win that point because you're out of position if your opponents do manage to keep that point alive.
Second serve. It around the corner. Played that one out very well, Patty. And that. Didn't hit that right there, did she, Riera? But got away with it.
Oh, again, it's another mistake.
She hit the back wall with her racket then, and she was winding up for that shot. Yeah. So 40-15.
Headed for 5-5. And they're kind of shrugging her shoulders bare. Again, it's Patty coming across. Pass on words of wisdom to her younger doubles partner. That's a brilliant backhand slice, but really good pick up again by Patty. And once again. Oh, what a passing shot.
Miami Padel Club.
Wonderful.
Well, they brought it back from... Was it 4?
And again, for mistake. Watch. You can see it takes 2 baby steps towards the center and leaves the corridor open.
Gracias.
So all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but 5-all after it looked basically.
It's been on the cards. I think, when they broke back from 4-love down 4-1, 4-2, it was on the cards, and they had a chance in the previous service game to break. Oh, they moved their opponent superbly again. Now, this is a different Jessica Castello from the first set.
No, I'm going to say, is it the same Jessica from Miami?
The second set in the opening game in Miami.
Exactly. Second serve. They've won the last 6 games, haven't they? Well played. 5
of the last 6, and now that is the difference. They had nothing going their way in the opening set.
Yep. Got a little smile on her face now as well.
And this one just trickled along the net before dropping the right side of the court for Miami.
Gracias.
That was a poor volley there from Bea. That was a poor volley. Why? Because it was a really comfortable height.
Rising.
Castello lost.
Just going
lost
up.
The point.
Said
the point.
Said hit me, didn't it? Really?
Yeah. It was set up invitingly for Jess.
So it was 4-2.
The body language
5-2.
is so different from the opening set and the opening 4 games in this second set.
Yep. It's amazing how
now they want the points to be quick and fast.
We have said how these matches can change on a point, on 2
point
points.
At 4-love, on a point at 4-1. That was clever.
15-40.
Yeah.
Oh, Jess has been taking gambles, attacking the net, and this time Patty spotted it and caught her. Good shot down at the feet, Castello. Wondering if his players can close out this second set.
30-40.
Just long.
Another hue. We might be up for our first golden point of the match.
Incredible. We've seen 6-love that have had 5 or 6 goal points, and none so far. And we've had 10 games in this second set.
Just
that
in.
was just in. The sound was like the chord. Well, the 8. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And this time, stays in. This must be it. And the clever fake smash. Caught Bear wrong-footed. No goal point. 6-5. Castello. What a comeback in this second set. They were 4-love down.
And now they're going to serve for the set and to take us to a super tiebreak. Just knocked out his hand there.
En defensa, si planteamos, vamos todavía a ir, tenemos una oportunidad. El problema es que sabe que base la teníamos hundida y ahora no la puede fallar.
Well, look at the body language. Very tense. They're really tense. And telling Patty, you can't afford to make any mistakes. Yes, I know you're not making many mistakes, but you can't afford to make any mistakes. I'm just having words as well with Bear. Sometimes, I mean, coaches are psychologists. You've got to talk to one player sometimes in a very different manner, to the other player on this double team. And now, these 3 are in unison.
Oh, they want to get on with it, don't they? It's just completely changed. They're looking confident. They're playing aggressively, much more aggressively, let's be honest.
On the verge of sending this opening match here at San Sebastián, day 1 of the competition, PPL, event 2 of the season. To a super tiebreak. First to 10 points. Of course, we need to win by 2 clear points, so longer. We could have our first super tiebreak in the opening game.
Well, do you know, about half an hour ago, I thought we'd probably be playing the men's match by now.
Half an hour ago, I thought this game was going to be over on the 45-minute mark, and here we are.
Silencio, por favor.
So, 25 minutes on, 6-5. Serving.
Riera serving to take us to a super tiebreak.
Juegue. Faults.
Well, the men who were outside here, ready to come on, have disappeared. Maybe wondering if this game goes to super tiebreak, it could be a good 20 minutes, half an hour before they're back on the court. Because this set could also go to tiebreak ball. Oh, brilliant backhand winner.
Great start though, 15-love.
15-0.
It's a bit short.
Yeah, very short. And that's the difference from the early smash.
Yeah.
She made sure that the smash hit the top of the glass wall and it carries back. Earlier, she hit it too far down and hit the fence.
And died.
And just looped up for her opponents, making an easy shot. Takes a while before you learn all the angles, and it's a bit like playing billiards, once you understand how to use the sides.
30-15.
It's unlucky, just long.
But still, 30-15 to get that point. You've been playing very well in the second half of the second set.
Little chance for a talk. Use those 20 seconds up.
Oh, just in. She was lucky there. I think she intended to hit that so deep. Good backhand there from Riera.
Good recovery as well from Patty.
Yeah, Patty.
Just working her around at Beer, aren't they?
Atrás. Gets it back in, but they're in trouble here.
Yeah.
And there, Patty telling Bear, that's it, come on, we're back on board again.
It's just a little bit short, wasn't it, the volley early on. 30 all.
Chip and charge there from Patty. Might be going long though from Patty. And another mistake. Had not seen one in a while from Riera.
Just stretching for itself. 2 break points, 2 points which
we're going to see a tie break perhaps.
Take us to a tie break,
which could then lead into a super tie break, or not. Well, Riera serving to set up a first gold point of this opening match.
Oh, my word.
Jessica put away a couple of good winners earlier in the previous game, but not on this occasion.
So they couldn't close out the set. We have a tie break at the end of the second set to decide it.
So this one to 7 points, win by 2. If Miami win this tie break, it will lead to a super tie break. That's to 10 points.
Bear to make the first serve. Ooh, little loose one. 3 little loose shots, eh? So she holds her serve there.
Well, they're playing without a safety net. Miami. Of course, Jessica and Riera did not play well in that first set. They lost at 6-1, so Patty and Bear don't have that kind of pressure. They know if they lose the tiebreak, it's going to a super tiebreak. The pressure clearly on the shoulders of Jess serving now and Virginia Riera.
That's a lovely one. Oh, nice bajada.
Oh, that's a very difficult one there for Riera to scoop back over the net.
2-0, Arkansas Patriots.
This has become remarkably tense, hasn't it? Got to that one and gets that one back.
Yes.
No. Yes. No. Oh, my word.
What a point, Patty and Bear.
I'm applauding 3-love in the mini tie break. So don't think I quite expected this change in momentum.
No.
Again, still time. Still time.
Arkansas Beatriz.
On the back foot for the vast majority of that point, just hanging in there.
Just in well.
Great reflexes.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, no!
It's in. Well, again, so difficult to break down Caldera and Patty.
Oh.
And it's well wide from Riera.
Well, I mean, another incredible point with...
That's a mix of tiredness, frustration. When you kind of think you've won the point, they had 2 or 3 opportunities to kill it off, and this here.
A recovery, isn't it, again?
I mean, that's a big mistake there from Virginia.
Oh dear.
And that's a
4-1
gift.
Arkansas Beatriz.
Caldera. One more point, and then the teams will switch ends.
And then it gets to the point, doesn't it, where nearly every second point is a match point. Oh, not match point, it could be a match point.
Could be.
Or a set point. Whoa, great shot. Died on a 4-2.
4-2
Riera.
Arkansas
Quick
Beatriz.
switch of ends. One more serve for Riera on the opposite side of the court to where she just served from. Still though, needing to break Castello and Riera in this second set tiebreak.
Quiero este punto, la bajada de pared muy bien ahora, además de que no se mete el niño. Vamos, esta chica. Vamos.
Quick turnaround. Virginia Riera with her second 2 serves. Flips them out of that. One. That's not what you wanted at that moment, is it? Every one of these points is an absolute nerve jangler, isn't it, though?
And it's going to be Caldera now to serve, leading 5-2.
She holds this first serve, then there's...
Oh, serving for the match. 2 serves, Bea Caldera. Has struggled to hang on to some service games in that second set. Just needs 2 points on her serve.
Went for the bit of power there, Patty. That's a good shot. Came in a bit too much, Bea, perhaps.
It's better from Riera and Castello on top of the point. Just looking to work that opening for the winner.
Can't break them down yet, though.
Neither team wanting to make that mistake.
Oh, that's a nasty one.
And that was Patty with a tremendous lob that just dropped dead.
It was an evil ball for Riera there, wasn't it, to return back. Look at,
just as it hit, just slowed down, and then of course not much really Riera could do. Just got it back into place, scooped it up, and there, standing over the net. hovering over the net. Bea Caldera.
So 3 match points, if my maths is correct.
4.
4, you see. It wasn't good. Guess what? I failed at school. 3.
No, it's 3. Now it's 3.
Arkansas Matrix.
Coming quickly there, Bea.
It doesn't go over.
Unbelievable. But as you
She
say,
threw that miss, Patty.
no, she
No,
won't.
she doesn't.
There you go. Game, set, and match. And do you know the worst thing of all? Our predictions went wrong.
Yes, but credit
Well,
to the veteran Patty.
What a fight back, though, in the second set from Castello and Virginia Riera. They were 4 love down. They were 5-2 down. Then they took it to a tiebreak when it just slipped away from them. So the first point in this tie goes to the Arkansas Matrix. Bea Caldera, Llaguno, beating Jess Caldera, Virginia Riera, 6-1, 7-6.
And they managed to pick themselves up midway through that second set. Patty and Bea saw some shaky games. Bea dropping her service games, making a few unforced errors. Credit to Castello and Riera, because after training in that second set, after losing the first set 6-1, 4-0 in that second set, they managed to turn things around, and I had them down as favourites to take that second set. And they had a chance at 30-15, 30-all. They failed to take it. The game went to a second set tiebreak, and Patty and Bea raced into a 4-love lead. And in the end, a very good win for Arkansas Matrix, who are now look at not having dropped a set, which could be key for podium day.
Absolutely.
And shortly, just guys, don't go too far away, because we're going to get an interview. After every match, the winners will be interviewed by our colleague from the Spanish service, Javier. There is Javi Carrasco with Patty Llaguno and Bea Caldera. We'll be giving you a live translation.
Are you going to be doing the translation on this?
Yeah, I'll do the translation for
God
Patty
bless you.
and Bea.
I'll take my headphones off for a moment then.
Well, let's hear now from Javi, courtside, with the winners, Arkansas Matrix.
Con las protagonistas del partido, bienvenidos todos aquí en San Sebastián, bienvenidos a esta Pro Padel. Enhorabuena, Patty Llaguno y Bea Caldera, un aplauso para ellas.
To the winners, Arkansas Matrix, Patty.
Bueno, chicas, un partido que en el primer set ha sido duro, pero en el segundo más todavía. Os había puesto muy de cara en el primero, en este segundo más.
On paper comfortable, that second set, a real fight.
Bueno, muchísimas gracias a todos los que habéis venido en esta calurosa tarde de julio.
You know, it's a warm July afternoon.
Déjame felicitar a mi compañera,
I want to congratulate my doubles
que ha
partner.
hecho un partido muy
I think
completo
she played a
con
very
nuestros
good
momentos difíciles.
all-round game. There were some moments when, you know, it got tough and we had to up our game because they upped their game.
Y bueno, y muchas gracias a nuestro coach Mario, que siempre nos ayuda mucho.
Coach, thanks for your help and advice.
Y un placer estar en San Sebastián.
I love this
otra
city.
vez jugando.
I love San Sebastian. I love it that we're playing here.
Aquí gané mi primer torneo como profesional.
This is where I won my first ever tournament as a pro, so has a very fond place in my heart.
Bueno, Bea, lo veníamos contando en la transmisión. Estás en un momento de forma muy dulce. No sé si en tu mejor momento.
Would you say we're seeing the best?
Enhorabuena por la victoria.
Caldera.
Bienvenida aquí a San Sebastián, Bea.
Bueno, muchas gracias. Estoy muy feliz de poder jugar aquí en San Sebastián.
Loving playing here
Como
in
bien ha
San
dicho Pati,
Sebastián.
hemos sufrido hoy, pero también
there were
hemos
moments when we
sabido
struggled.
luchar y sobreponernos a ese mal momento.
We managed to pick ourselves up.
Estoy muy contenta
Delighted
y ahora
with the
con
win.
ganas de animar a los
And
chicos
now,
para poder
I'm looking forward to sitting on that bench and cheering on the men's doubles team for Arkansas Matrix. And yes, they'll be in action next. It'll be the turn of Alex Arroyo and Gonzalo Rubio to take on Miami Padel Club men's Federico Chingoto and Agus Tapia.
One to look forward to. We'll be back with you in a few moments.